Hey guys, welcome back to Andy's Dinosaur Reviews. We have some news, so let's get to it. The very first thing I want to tell you guys about is a new Musee model coming out, and it is going to be a Brontotherium. I am a huge fan of prehistoric mammals, so to see Musee making a Brontotherium is extremely exciting, and I think that they have absolutely done a beautiful job on this. This is just incredible as far as the sculpt goes. Very muscular, very large looking Brontotherium, sculpted to the absolute max, and the paintwork as well looks incredibly well done, very realistic. The tones of colors and everything used all look to be very natural as well, and the base itself is about as striking as the Brontotherium, because look at how nicely done that base is. Pretty much exactly the type of terrain I would expect to see a Brontotherium walking along. So another surefire hit coming out of the Musee studio, and I am very excited about potentially picking this one up, as I do not have any of the prehistoric mammals that Musee has released in the past, but this Brontotherium may be just too good to resist. As usual with Musee statues, I'm quite certain that you'll be able to pre-order this on Dan's Dinosaurs, so make sure you check out Dan's Dinosaurs and pre-order this or any of the other incredible Musee models that are currently either up for sale or pre-order on that site. Then we have a very cool resin kit coming from a company that I'm not 100% sure how to pronounce. I think it's Aocon. I don't know for sure if that is the name, but it is a Tyrannotitan, and that is very cool in its own right, because I really have seen very few Tyrannotitan, even resin kits in the past. You just don't see that ever being created, but a very cool species of Tyrannosaur that is very underappreciated when it comes to resin kits and figures throughout the dinosaur collecting community. This will be in 1/35th scale. They are potentially going to make a 1/20th scale at some point, but I don't think they have quite yet. There will be two versions, with a sauropod on the base or without a sauropod on the base. You can buy it at $140 US for the raw kit, but if you would like the sauropod base, it is $160 US plus shipping for both of those, or you can get the fully painted version of the version without the sauropod for $280 US or $320 US for the sauropod version. It is expected to release around July. This is a limited edition, but they don't have an exact number set as far as how many they are going to make, I don't believe. It just kind of depends on the pre-order. But as far as Dinosaur Darkroom goes, they are guessing that it wouldn't be any higher than 30, so that is a very, very low number. So make sure if you are interested, you contact Dinosaur Darkroom immediately. I will include a link in the description for you to do that, or you can contact me and I can get a hold of them for you if you do not have social media. Then as far as Nanmu goes, I have something that's very interesting that I just recently had noticed on the Lana Del Time 2018 Instagram account, as they run a somewhat popular web store selling all kinds of different dinosaur kits and models. They will be stocking, of course, the Nanmu Mosasaurus, but you can see here that there are actually going to be two different versions of the Nanmu Mosasaurus, as previously I assumed there was only going to be one. However, Nanmu Studio states that they are going to only make a very small number of this pink version, which personally I am not interested in at all. And Lana Del Time 2018 said they may just get a few of them and then either give them away or sell them in some way, shape, or form. But if anybody was interested in picking up this very crazy looking alternate version of the Nanmu Mosasaurus, keep your eye out on the Lana Del Time 2018 Instagram account or any of their other stores. Like, I do believe they have an eBay, AliExpress, and Amazon store. So regardless, if you are interested in picking up this very strange looking version of the Nanmu Mosasaurus, it may potentially be available from them at some point. I also have another image of the upcoming Godzilla Fetus that is currently being sculpted out by Rebor. It looks very interesting, very cool, and they have actually finally stated that this was definitely not an April Fool's joke. The timing of the release was just kind of meant to make people think it was in fact an April Fool's joke, when it actually wasn't. So that is very exciting that we will be getting this at some point from Rebor, and it already looks incredibly, incredibly cool. And they have also teased us recently with this very cool image of this crazy cyborg sort of raptor Terminator skull thingy. I don't really know what you would call this exactly other than absolutely awesome. They are considering on ways to actually create this and mass produce it to release it at some point through the Rebor line, but I don't know that they've actually sorted that out quite yet. But since they posted the image, I did want to show you guys and show you how incredibly cool this looks. Even though I wouldn't normally go for something like this, if Rebor does actually end up releasing this, I'm most likely going to get it. Then as far as IToy goes, we now have an image of the actual painted Spinosaurus, and just like we kind of expected, they went with the Jurassic Park 3 paint scheme, and it really looks awesome. This is definitely something that I'm going to want to get my hands on, because how cool would it be to have a hatchling of the Jurassic Park 3 Spinosaurus in your collection? And I think as far as these images go, it does look really good. We can't get a perfect shot of what the paint scheme looks like or anything from the side, but from this profile from up above, it definitely looks awesome, and I am going to be really excited to see this release whenever it does officially hit stores. Then as far as favorite company goes, we do have some images of another of their upcoming releases that should start to release sometime this year, and it is going to be a Carnotaurus, and personally I'm not too excited about this, which is very strange because I would normally be super psyched about a Carnotaurus, especially coming from favorite company, but this one in general just looks kind of awkward to me. I'm not at all a fan of the paint scheme. I have seen a few people compare it to Dino King, which I'm not too familiar with, so maybe there is an appeal factor for some in that aspect, but as far as I'm concerned, I don't really like the paint scheme on it. I also am not a huge fan of the sculpt in general. I feel like maybe the legs look a little bit too long for me, and the entire thing just looks kind of awkward, but maybe this is a figure that I'll have to see in person before I can truly judge, as it may end up actually being quite nice, and being a huge Carnotaurus fan, I kind of want to get it just because, but at the same time it's a little iffy for me. But I did want to show you guys these images of it in case you were in fact interested. And the final thing I have is Mattel news, and that is that the Savage Strike, Pachycephalosaurus, and Postosuchus have officially started to hit Walmarts in Canada. I received this news and this image from my friend Alex Nolan on Facebook. So they are officially starting to hit some stores outside of Australia, because previously that was the only place that I had heard of the Postosuchus and that Pachycephalosaurus being released. But now they are starting to hit stores in Canada as well, so hopefully it's only a matter of time before it hits the stores here in the United States. But considering kind of the track record of some of those figures, like the battle damage figures from a while back that had hit stores in Canada and never showed up here in the United States, I am a little concerned, but I'm going to keep my fingers crossed and hope that this is just a sign of things to come for us here in the United States. So as of right now, guys, that's all the news I've got. When more comes out, I'll be sure to send it your way, but until then, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.